Hello, and welcome to the Hypno Travelers on the Magical Psyche Highway podcast. That's right. Your host and tour guide is Scott Prevett, a healer, hypnotist, and a magician. And your bus driver is Jason Gobelli, also a hypnotist, an entrepreneur, and a spiritual guide. Disclaimer, neither Jason, Scott, or any of our guests here today are licensed professional psychologists or psychiatrists. So please don't make any changes to any medication or treatments that you are currently on based on the conversation that you hear here today. Just hop on the bus and enjoy the ride. Trip with us on the Inner Revelation bus. That's right.
Hi, I'm Jason. Welcome back to the Hypno Travelers on the Magical Psyche Highway. And we are excited today. We are going down south. We are crossing the border and we got Akeisha to Baat. Great. We're excited, aren't we, Scott?
Heck yeah.
Akeisha,
Great.
how are you?
I am so good. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast. This is such an honor. Thank you.
Oh, it's wonderful. We're excited to be
Welcome,
traveling
welcome.
down your Magical Psyche Highway. So let's start. Big question. Who are you and what do you do?
Oh, big question. And always for me evolving. So I just want to put that first. I am someone who really doesn't do well with labels. So I'm constantly in the evolution of and journey of my highway, as you put it. My name's Akeisha. I'm originally Canadian from the West Coast, moved down to Mexico 3 years ago and haven't looked back, and it's been a journey. And I help people release their trapped emotions and energetics from their body. I have a huge background in dance, turned hands-on stretch therapist, turned energy worker, found that I can mold it all together. And my biggest ask for the world is to find more joy, space, and possibility for your body. So I work with different people. I've been focusing a lot on with people with health conditions, looking at a health condition from the energetic and emotional point of view, exploring what that looks like for them so that they have more space, more ease, a different possibility shift. And they can show up in their bodies differently. And that might unlock something. Like you hear so many people that have healed themselves by going into their emotional and energetic journey from autoimmune diseases, physical elements, even cancer, right? Cancer is not the problem. Fibromyalgia isn't the problem. There's a whole underlying journey that created a physical thing that the body's like, hey, look, I need you to look at this. Would you look at this with me? Will you go deep with me? And I hold the space for people to go there because I really just see joy in bodies. I see energy. I see that there could be so much if we let go, and as much as we can let go of the limitations and constrictions. And if that starts with a breath, cool. If that starts with an emotional code journey, cool. If that starts with me asking a question, are you really willing to let go of this? Great. So, yeah, that's me and that's what I do.
Awesome. So let me get this straight. So are you actually doing dance for healing?
No, I bring in a lot of my teachings that I've discovered over the years. My biggest teacher in movement has been through counter technique. A lady, a nuke in the Netherlands, created a toolbox for dancers 20 some odd years ago based in the technique of Alexander. Those tools, those perspectives, those things that I can think of, I can imagine, I can work with, direction through space, letting go of tension. I bring all of that into my work, but not through dance. I dance now for myself, but I don't teach dance. I'll pull out the tools if I'm giving them things. If someone has like a yoga practice and they want to feel more space in their body, I'll give them the tools for them to practice so that they start to unlock more of themselves.
Nice. So your energy healing, is this Reiki?
No, this is a process called Symphony of Possibilities from Access Consciousness. I tap into that. I'm also very intuitive when it comes to where they're holding tension. Just years of working with bodies. I'll put my hand on someone's shoulder and it'll be like, you need to touch my low back. Like, I just have this sense that I've never been able to explain. I think a lot of people who are just open to it can't really explain it. But I'll touch someone's toe for no reason in a stretch session. And they'll be like, oh my God, what is going on in my toe? It's like fluttering, but it's not physically moving, but the energy's needing to go. So I tap into the possibility, the energetics from a possibility standpoint. And I see it as I'm a conduit to allow what needs to release, go, and what needs to come in, come in. Or how I also like to look at it, recalibrate their, I used to think of it at one point as from a fascial perspective, recalibrating the fascia, the netting of the body. If you're pinched here, if the energy is balled up here, you are pulling the net somewhere else. You're putting tension somewhere that actually is asking for it all to be kind of let go of and to recalibrate. And sometimes calibration can be felt physically, and sometimes that calibration is like the universal forces being like, thank you for not holding me and choking me. Now I can flow, whatever that is that that person is asking to, like their body is asking for. I don't know if that like makes sense.
Yes, it does. Let me ask you a question now, though. When did you have that aha moment? Like, wow, I'm a conductor of energy and I can transfer this. When did that all come about? And what was that all like?
Yeah, that's been a journey for me. And I will say, I hold after the years of doing this with people and my own journey, I don't look at it as I do it to people. Actually, I look at it as I'm here as a possibility and it's your choosing. I'm working with your body. I'm trying to bypass the mind. I'm tapping into your subconscious and I'm asking, here's what's possible. Would you like to receive that? And I'll flow whatever they're willing to receive. But I don't like think of it as I'm doing it to somebody because they have to let go. They have to let in. They have to receive. And I can do something to somebody and they won't receive it at all. Like literally won't change them. They'll just block up, right? So my big aha moment was when the first time I experienced energy work was when I had, how old was I? Maybe 23. A very, very, very distinct linear line of fiery pain in my quad. I was a dancer. I was dancing probably 36 plus hours a week. I was serving in a restaurant 24 hours. I was running myself to the bone. And I had such severe quad pain. Everyone was like, your muscles are imbalanced. Okay, great. I'd work with this person. You're not resting. Okay, I would take a couple weeks off and rest. When nothing was working and I was laying in a float tank, my whole body was relaxed except that very distinct, very linear, fiery sensation in my quad. I was like, how is this happening? I am so relaxed and I am in pain at the same time. So I called my girlfriend up at the time who was doing past life regression work and Reiki. And I was like, look, I'm going to try this. I don't know what this is, but can I try it? She's like, yeah, come over. I kid you not. It was there when I laid down. And when I finished the session, it had gone and it's never come back. That was my first experience with like, it isn't just physical and the physical is made up by the energetics. But I didn't quite get it or understand it or know how to apply it throughout my life or to other areas. And so I forgot about it. I was like, hey, thank you. And then, more injuries as a dancer, physical support. Then I was led down the emotional code route to get through some emotions that I was feeling. Then I was brought into stretch therapy. And then with the movement and the fascial nets and the energy work, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so joyful. And I just want people to feel this. And then I had a client with fibromyalgia, and I only saw her once. And this was like, okay, I haven't been able to translate my awareness to somebody else so fast, but she had fibromyalgia. She saw me once. She was moving into a different city, but she's like, I want to see you before I go. She's like, I've never taken a yoga class, or in 5 years, I haven't been able to go. It's too painful. We stretched. I did the energy work just on my own. I asked her a couple of questions and more so asked her if she'd be willing to let go of a couple of emotions. Very simple. She messaged me a week later and was like, I'm taking yoga every day now. And I was like, that that is the greatest thing I could have asked for coming out of that session. Like, I can't tell you how much joy that brings me. Seeing a possibility for her in that session and then her body receiving that and her choosing that for herself, like to this day, gives me goosebumps. Like, it's so small, but it's so profound in so many ways because that translates into her life. And I don't know her, I don't know where she is now. I mean, if she hears this, please message me. Like, I just see those moments and it's when they choose it. I'm like, okay, I've done what I've came here to do for you and with you. And you gifted me and I gifted you and there was mutual receiving. And now I can go and move on to the next person and create more for my life. So
Nice. So, are we talking about an emotional level where we're doing the energy work? Are we talking about a quantum level, like within the molecules of the body? So, where are you at?
I'm talking about doing it all at the same time. I use emotion code healing as a baseline for a lot of my work because I find it very easy for people to lean into. It doesn't rock their boat so much. It's a way to bring up things that have happened in their life and not have to relive the moments. It's a way to clear out what we've inherited from our parents and our ancestral line and past lives without having to know the specifics, like get out of the brain, right? Be in the body. So I use that as my baseline approach, let's say. At the same time, I'm looking at where the energy is not flowing. I'm looking at where they're getting like that energy shift when I ask a question where it gets stuck. And I'm pulling out through questions and my own intuition and using the access consciousness clearing statement to release the quantum entanglement of a moment happening in time. So I'm kind of working on the emotional, which is made up of the energetic. And when we can allow all of that to release, I've seen change, like people feel 5 pounds lighter, or their pain disappearing, or they just see their body in a different way. They see their life in a different way. On top of that, we're bringing the fascia awareness when I'm like tuning into the body, like, okay, what's going on in your like right leg, or your back is speaking to me, what's going on there. And so we're just asking questions. And I'm also exploring this with them. I don't say this is what I've read, so this is correct. I'm saying, hey, based on what you're saying to me and based on what your body is speaking, I have these options. Which one's light for you? And we'll
So,
go down the rabbit hole that way.
so when you're going down the rabbit hole, so to speak, or
Mm-hmm.
you're not trying to rock the boat, my question is that are you feeling the energy from them, or are you reading ours, or what are you doing there to get that energy and protect? How are you receiving their energy?
Yeah, I'm receiving their energy in a, how would I describe this? Sometimes it comes in as I have to say this because I'm hearing it. Sometimes it's audible to me. Sometimes it's my body pinging where my clients' blockages are. This one was very popular for me when I was a stretch therapist. I literally would be like, okay, who's got a sore neck today? Because I didn't go to bed with a sore neck and now I have a sore neck. And it'd be like the third client, the fifth client, the first client. And it usually ended up being the client that was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited I'm seeing you. I have a neck soreness for like 3 days. I'm like, that was yours. Thank you. My psoas speaks to me a lot when I'm not, when someone needs to release emotions, it will speak to me. And I've gotten very clear with my body that we don't prefer that signal anymore. I also don't take it on as mine and I don't try to fix it. I return it to sender and say, with consciousness attached, like, this is your gift for you. If you keep coming to me, then bring me the person so I can help them shift through it or release it or look at it from a different way. Like, if the energy is going to speak to me, please bring the human, bring the body so we can do the work. So my body will speak to me. I'll hear random things, and the as if I was with somebody physically in the same space, and I would be kind of running my hands, kind of just sensing where that stop is, that um, when you run your hand along your arm and you'll feel where it gets a little pulsy. I don't know if you've ever experienced that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Similar to that in a physical form, in person with somebody, I will do that, but through the computer. So I'll kind of be running scanning when I'm connected with them and notice, okay, when I'm scanning, when I'm just tuning in, I'm stopping here. So I'll ask a question, hey, what's going on? Or they're like my liver. I'm like, okay, and we'll just go to the emotion code chart, clear out the emotions there, and I'll keep scanning and I'll be like, okay, well, your bottom of your foot is like pulsating. And so I'm blending a lot of things. I'm just allowing it to come to me the way that is not only going to speak to me, but also speak to the client. And sometimes what I feel is not what they feel. And I'm very aware of that. Like how I'm interpreting information is not how they necessarily are going to interpret the information, especially if they're not used to interpreting the information themselves. So I have to find a way to be like, okay, this is the way that I'm used to interpreting information. How can I check in to see if that's resonating with them? Sometimes they're just like, I don't understand it, but tell me anyways. And sometimes they're like, I don't really get that. So then I'm working with it because at the end of the day, I want someone to be more empowered, more aware, more open, less stuffed down, expanded. And if I make them feel that they're less than because they don't understand, I haven't done my job of possibility and joy. So I'll filter it in a way that they can resonate with and speak with, even though what I'm experiencing could be so crystal clear to me.
Got it. Got it. So, in a way, you're kind of feeling other people's pain. So, don't you need to be
Sometimes
careful about who you hang around with? I mean, isn't there some that's like, wow, man, I don't want to be feeling this pain that you got.
my body and I have gone on that journey. I didn't know how to look at that when I first started. And I didn't resonate with the teachings that you take on someone's energy. That for me felt very constricted and very disempowering. And then I learned that we pick up on the energy and we can buy it as true for us. And then, yes, we are stuffing it into our world, but we don't have to look at it that way. We can look at it in a way that, oh, look, what's coming into my sphere. Awesome. Thank you. I'm going to allow you to pass through. Oh, look, I'm not paying attention. So my body's like, hello, this is what's going on. I'm like, okay, now, okay, I can let that go. But I'm very much aware now. It doesn't matter what's happening in the person's world. It's not, it does not hold power over me. It's how I want to interact with it. And if I'm being the space of possibility for people, I can hold that space and help them through letting it go in their world. Because a lot of times, what I've found with my clients, it's not even their shit. It's someone else's stuff that they've aligned with, bought and agreed, stuffed into their body. It's how they've grown up that they didn't get processed, but it wasn't even their emotion. It was seeing something from their parents. It was an experience that they had with somebody that they didn't process at the time. And there's no rightness or wrongness in that. It just didn't happen. And now it's coming up to the surface for them to release now. But that doesn't mean anything about like me. Like I don't have to let that affect me. I can pick up on it, but I don't store it. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Doing great. So,
Mhm.
one more question here then. So who are you? You got all this. I noticed you said a lot about emotional code, and you got all this stuff going on. So talk to me about those mentors. Who are your mentors? Not just in your healing, but in life. Who are your mentors?
Yeah, they have changed. They have changed so much over the years. I listened to Abraham Hicks probably for 3 years when I was going through my own journey. Um, my own friends in university that were in their energetics, India Piercy, um, oh, she's blanking my name, Anna Sullivan, um, Gary Douglas of Access Consciousness. Not everyone agrees with his work, but I believe that when he started channeling and bringing this information into the world, it gave me more tools than I've ever had. And there was one thing I heard when I was young. Quality of your life is in the quality of your questions. And I looked at someone and I said, I'm sorry to swear, but I literally said, what the fuck does that mean? Like, what is a good question? And no one was telling me what a good question was. No one in my world told me what good questions to ask. And that's where I found access to be so impactful in my world is learning how to ask questions that change the energy, put me into peace and ease, got my awareness going, and allowed me to download when I was ready to download. And my life changed with two simple questions. How's it get better than this? And what else is possible? My life was rapidly changing when I started using that at the beginning because it was such a big shift. I think people in the meditation space like Joe Dispenza and Deepak Chopra, like on YouTube, I mean, so influential to so many people in the world. But I also really find that the people that I'm around are some of my biggest teachers. In the human design world, I'm a manifester. So I do things very like, okay, great. And I'm just going to do them on my own way. Or I'm going to like dabble in that, but then I'm going to give it up in like 2 months. And I've really learned to be okay with that. Like, I don't have one person I follow religiously. You know, I know I'm constantly evolving. I know I don't want to hear certain information. And then years later, I'll receive that information from that same person or someone different. And I receive it because I have a different way of seeing it, or I have space now to receive that. So, really, the people I'm interacting with on the daily are shaping or influencing, adding to my world and who I receive from now. Like right now, I'm learning about human design more for my own personal development. And I'm loving this lady called Jenna Zoe and her people. But, you know, Catherine Zinkina, Manifestation Babe, she's a rock star. She's opened up me to a lot of different things. So, yeah, that's a long answer. I don't have one person.
Nice. Nice. Well, speaking of the quality of your life is the quality of your questions. Scott, you got any questions you want to throw out?
Absolutely. First one would be, how do you keep all of that negative energy that you're processing from affecting you?
I don't see it
What
as
do you do
negative
personally?
energy. I think my perspective of I don't see it as negative energy is the difference. I truly honestly through all these years hearing the people seeing it as negative energy at one point and not seeing it as a negative energy after that and playing with that years ago, when I don't see it as negative energy and I see it as energy that's being expressed in a high vibration or a low vibration, that that changes everything for me. I don't, yeah, if I can observe it as it is what it is and I can choose how I respond to it, that affects that right there tells you which direction you're going to go with it. It's like the proton, like the observer, right? The intention of the observer. You create your life based on your perception, based on your point of view. If I don't have the point of view that it's negative, then I can bring possibility to it.
Cool. So, what are you working on now that in 10 years you can look back on, and what is it that you see that you've accomplished?
That's a beautiful question. Right now, I'm working on expanding and looking at what that means for me because 3 years ago, I flipped my world upside down when I moved to Mexico, not having a clue what I was going to do. And really shifting out of, okay, this is the one way to do it. Now I have the possibility of doing it 15 different ways. And so I'm working on how can I expand into my own gifts, what people really light me up to work with, like even more so, deeper. And I'd like to see in 10 years that I can say, like, I've helped change like 5,000 lives, whatever that means for that person to say, thank you, right? And me for to say, well, no, thank you. I think in 10 years to see that expansion, that message of finding joy in your body, not seeing it from a negative point, no matter what happened to you. See it how can you see it all as a gift? What can you receive from this? How can you change this? If you can't change it, what else can you be with it? And really seeing people be in their joy. I think I would be a happy camper. A really happy camper.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well, speaking of expanding and opening up to more people, how do our viewers get a hold of you?
That's a great question. My website is probably my easiest place to go for all the things. So akeishabat.com. We'll make sure it's all linked up in the bottom. Instagram, come DM me, akeishadb.wellness. Even just message me the what's this, hypno podcast?
Hypno travelers on the magical psyche highway.
Just, okay. DM me Hypno Travelers and I'll know where you're coming from and we can start there. I have various resources on my website. I really do love connecting with people. So if this is something that they would be interested in exploring what's going on in their life from the energetic and emotional standpoint, let's have a conversation. Let's see if we fit. Let's see if this work is the work that you're wanting to step into. And if they want to kind of get to know my verbiage style, I've got some great meditations on YouTube. Again, I won't put up all the links. Just go to my website. You'll see the different things there.
Nice. So, you've moved all over the place, I've noticed. You were in Canada, you were in the United States, you're in Mexico, you're all over the place. Do you have family and how do they feel about it? How's that transfer been?
Um, no, it's just me and my partner. We are traveling. We're traveling a lot right now because we're house sitting, and checking out different areas. But we really do love Puerto Vallarta. Our entire family is still in British Columbia. And I've always been the one that kind of goes at her own rhythm, uh, trial and error, does the things, moves away, comes back, moves away, quits this, starts this. That's just who I've always been. And my mother, oh, bless her heart, she's just like, okay, okay.
So are you practicing your trial and error on your partner?
We like to do it together. He's very supportive of what I do. He's come into my life because of what I do. It sparked something in him. We've known each other since we were kids, but we didn't hang out for 12 years while we were, going through our 20s. And it was when I started speaking and showing, hey, there's a different possibility here with your body, with stretch therapy, even. Like, there's a different possibility for you. He was like, different. I like different. He's very different. He's a projector, from a human design perspective. And he likes to trial and error himself, but like on himself. So he's just like, he's all for it.
Nice. Scott, any other questions?
Well, Akeisha, thank you so much for taking time of your day and spending it with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, Keisha, this has been a lot of fun. We've been through quite a bit here with you today. We certainly appreciate it, and it's great to have you visit us all the way from Mexico. So that's cool. But we're not through with you yet. I have a big question for you.
Shoot.
What are your words of wisdom for our viewers?
Let go.
Let go
Let
of
go.
No.
let go. Anything you're like, anything, let go. I have it tattooed on my body. It's been my slogan since 2018, the let go movement. What would the world be like if we let go more? And be the possibility for yourself. And if you can't be that for yourself, go look for it in somebody else and then start to see how that can apply to you. Like I watched Yes Theory on YouTube recently, and I was like, this is possibility. This is letting go of judgment, letting go of ideas, letting go of what you think of the world and just being in it and sharing possibilities with their viewers of like this is actually what we see over here and this is, I saw the letting go and the possibility in that channel and I was like, okay, cool. That's really cool. So, it's not profound, but I think it has a lot of impact the more we can let go.
Yes. Nice.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Beautiful. What a way to end it. Scott, do you have anything you want to add?
I think I'm good.
Akeisha, do you have anything you want to add?
Thank you for the work that you guys do with this podcast, giving voices a chance to be heard. I think it's remarkable. I know that you guys are pretty awesome folks yourself in your realm. That is amazing. And the joy and the fun, like I kid you not, I literally have a channel in my chart that is like the joy. And I've always want to be joy. I always want to see people be joy in their bodies, let go and have joy, be the possibility of joy. And here the two of you are. I've never met you, and I am just lit with joy. So thank you for
That's
being
awesome.
that in the world.
Nice. Nice. Thanks for the
That's
love.
awesome.
Thanks for the love. And for our viewers out there, we're glad you're here. We've definitely enjoyed traveling down your magical psyche highway, Acacia. We're looking forward to viewing this soon and sending it out to viewers. And it's great to meet you. It's been a pleasure. And for you guys out here, thanks for coming. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you like us, give us a thumbs up. If you think we're assholes, we don't care. Just give us a thumbs down. We ask that you follow us. Come back next week, subscribe, and hey, it's been a lot of fun traveling down the magical psychic highway of Acacia. We'll see you next week.
Wow, what a trip. Thanks for taking that journey with us today. Please like us, share us, and enlighten us with your views of the topics we drove into today. We appreciate you and love reading your comments. Thanks again, and we hope to see you back on the bus next week. That's right.